Oh my god, I've been muted this whole time. Oh god.
Goodness.
Holy cow. Alright, anyway, I want to look at the Yankee game. If that's cool. I don't know who's on. If any people are on, let's see. Yeah, we got 3 people viewing.
You're muted.
No, I'm not.
Oh, no, you're on.
Yeah, I'm not muted. All right, so I want to look at the Yankee game because I think I can only watch games that have already taken place fully. So I wanted to look at Cam Schlittler because I watched his last start in pretty long detail versus the Rays. And I thought that he did a really good job of throwing the ball more down in the zone. So I want to quickly, especially obviously his fastball, that's what I'm talking about, his 4-seam down to then set up the other pitches. And then he was heavy on the curveball usage. Looks like in this game he favored cutter a little bit more. Tonight, in terms of whiffs, the curveball still 4 whiffs on 8 swings. Cutter only got 1 whiff. He mixed in a few sinkers. He's pretty much done with the sweeper, it looks like. So I'm curious real quick. I want to run through here. Yeah, I'm a damn fool. I was muted. Sorry, everybody. All right, so I'm going to run through this Yankee game. Yankees, Nats. Assuming I have decent enough internet. Yankees and Washington. Hold on, I don't even know if I'm connected to the Wi-Fi. Hold on. What a joke. My iPad. Here we go. Now everybody can watch me connect to the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi. All right. Now we're connected. All right, Schlittler. Let's watch how he got this game popping. I want to see if he does throw more 4-seams down. I'm curious. All right. They have James Wood leading off, huh?
And that pitch right down the
Ooh,
pipe,
101 right off the gate for the first strikeout. All right, yeah, because I feel like he got a blueprint of how to pitch during his last game, which was throttling the fastball up and down, mostly down early to go up late, and that also helps the curveball play. When you throw a 4-seam down, it protects the curveball on a lot of levels. So he's going to get out here with a curveball of CJ. Pops him up. I don't know, that was a bad camera angle, so let's see it from here. Yeah, a little backdoor curve. The thing I like about Cam Schlittler's curveball is that it's so much slower than his fastball, and that's the only pitch that he has that really changes speed levels, like more than it has a speed differential of like more than 10 miles an hour, and I think that's a big deal. When you throw that hard, you don't want guys to be able to sit hard and still make contact with an off-speed pitch. I think it's really hard to sit hard, like 100-mile-an-hour hard, and hit like a 80-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch. So it's one of the reasons why I'm so high on his curveball. All right, he gives up a single here on a curveball.
I mean, when you throw 100, I mean, everything plays off of it.
Luis Garcia. This is like a guy that got some hits off me. Faced him a lot. He had a weird heat map where he liked the ball up and in. Like, who likes the ball up and in? Fucking weirdo. But he could hit. All right, and he's going to get his third out here, Josh Bell. So 4 lefties in a row. They're going to stack the lefties against Cam. That's why I like the 4-seam curveball combo even more. That's going to have a reverse split on it for the most part. That attach, that attack, that combo. All right, so he's coming out throwing fucking flame balls. 18 inches of ride, 98.7, 101 on that first strikeout. All right, Riley Adams. All right, here's an out on a cutter.
Take over for Alexander Hamilton on Broadway, and I've never felt weak.
That had a good break. That was nasty. It's almost like a sweeper level cutter. It's like a super cutter. 91.6 with -11, almost -12 of HB. That's a freaky pitch, but I could tell right away when you watch it. You can see that this ball takes a hard left.
Broadway, and I've never felt weak in the knees before. But that was the first.
Yeah, it's a super cutter. That's nasty. I bet you on Stuff Plus that would be like a 200 value. All right, Paul DeYoung, ground out. Maybe this is the sinker. Nope, 4-seam.
But our lives just sort of like.
They're going in with it too. So now he's going to start using all 4 quadrants, not just up, middle, or down middle. Also using in and away. If he's got that type of command and you throw that hard, That's going to be big. I'm just going to punch Dylan Cruz out with a heater. Let's see where he goes. Probably up late. Doors. All right, let's watch this hole at bat. Let's see how we set him up. So the first pitch is a four seam. Let's see if it's a low target. All right, right down the middle target.
Police officers, the first responders.
Up away. Strike, and then another four seam. See if they go from most hittable to least hittable in this at bat.
Very cool.
Pretty awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah.
0-2 here.
And then he's just like, all right, if you're going to swing at that, I can throw that again.
Very cool. The 0-2.
Man, that ball's flying out of this dude's hand.
You guys, you know,
It's a serious fastball. All right, what do we got in the chat? Yeah, that's a slider, Statcast. I know, but honestly, I think he messed it up a little bit. Like, I don't think he meant to throw a ball with that much break. Yeah, he does look very calm and cool. You know, I listened to him, Cam, talk on one of my buddies' podcasts, the Baseball Isn't Boring podcast with Rob Bradford, who's one of my friends now. And he talked to Cam Schlittler in the dugout. And, you know, I have to say, I'm a big fan of Cam as we watch him get another out with a fastball. Almost all his outs have been fastballs to this point. He's living 98 to 100. And I love Cam, obviously, Northeastern guy. I'm rooting for him. But I didn't love his interview. He sounded like he was almost like complaining about the baseball life and how many games there are and the travel and stuff like that. And to me, it's like it's a blessing to play 162, and you have to embrace every aspect of that if you want to stick around. So he needs to get his spikes in the dirt a little bit longer before he can start complaining. I didn't like that too much, but. All right, second time through, curveball. But either way, whatever he's doing, he's now riding a pretty good roll right here. 2 starts in a row, no runs. This is a nice curveball. You know what? Let's watch the whole at bat with James Wood, because I love James Wood. He controls the zone well. This will be interesting to see what Cam does here. All right, so there it is, the low target early. Misses high. There's a pickoff. And we're going to go cutter. Do they go backdoor cutter? Misses down. Cutter's got a lot of bite tonight. Even that one's 7.3 horizontal, but that ball misses down. So 2-0. All right, so 2-0 fastball to a really good hitter. Let's see where the location goes. They're going down and away. Misses. Okay, 3-0. So he's going to come back from 3-0. I was never good at coming back from 3-0. I just always felt like, let's just move on. I know that's not the best attitude. That was painted 99 right there. Comes another one. I don't know. I just always felt like I could come back from 3-0. And once I got to 3-2, I always felt good. But the 3-0 and the 3-1 pitch, I don't know. I always just felt like I had nothing to go off of. But I was playing defense now instead of offense. And as a pitcher, I like to play offense. So, man, he threw him like all these fastballs in a row. 1, 2. He went fastball, cutter, fastball, fastball, fastball. And then he drops the curveball backdoor. Perfect. This is nasty.
He got him.
Really good pitch there. All right, 4th inning. Let's see if we got anything else in the chat. Yeah, he didn't mean to do that. All right, 4th inning. C.J. Abrams is going to get a hit here to lead off the 4th. It's going to be on a heater. Let's see. High target. Gets it there. Good swing, though. Stayed pretty flat with the bat path there. Slashed it to left. See the swing here. Yeah, barrel stayed high. Barrel stayed above the hands here. And then he was okay going the other way. Good swing. 102 to the oppo. All right, so leadoff hit. And then we're going to get Luis Garcia. He's going to strike him out with a curveball. Probably below the zone, honestly. Oh, no. Inside. Totally. He wasn't anywhere near this pitch. So, man, the fastball curveball combo. Nice pitch. All right, and then another hit here. Josh Bell. Curveball. 0-2 curveball.
Never know where this is going to end up. Runner goes in and shot into left center.
Sort of a run and hit there. All right, so you look at it at the high home. The runner steals. So Caballero heads a little bit towards the base, and then he's got no shot. So right before contact, you see Caballero, the shortstop, running towards second. The ball's hit. I don't know if he would have got this ball anyways. It's probably just a good piece of hitting by Josh Bell, but ends up first and third, 1 out. So Riley Adams, four seam. See if he just bullies him with it up top. Yeah, up and in. Beautiful pitch with first and third. If you're not a ground ball pitcher, and you have to keep a guy from scoring third base, less than 2 outs, you're looking for a strikeout or a pop-up. So a lot of times that up-in spot is going to get you that pop-up. If you can locate the ball where he does right here, you know, like in this quadrant, you're oftentimes going to get what you want. You're going to get a broken bat, weak grounder that maybe you have a shot to throw the guy out at the plate, or you're going to get infield pop-up, which is what he gets here, or you're going to get swing and miss, which is great. So you see a lot of people hammer that area. And, you know, to protect it, they won't go there every time to throw something soft away, and then they'll go right back there. But, like, sinker guys are going to pound, you know, down and in sinkers trying to get the ground ball with the infield in. But that's how four-seam guys can approach that situation. So that's pretty good pitching right there. And then there's actually a caught stealing that gets him out of this inning. Let's see it. Who throws him out? Is Ben Rice catching tonight? Yeah, it looks like Benny back there. That's not Wells. Oh my God. Well, my internet's not great at the moment. Sorry about that. Let's go back. Let's try that again. Let's see if we can get this clip. Do you think that cutter has too much movement while I try to get this clip to work? I don't think there's such thing as too much movement, but at the same time, it's just a different pitch. It would have a different usage. Oh my God. So Josh Bell trying to, maybe this was where he was supposed to go and stop. But anyway, good throw by Rice, considering, I bet you this is a really bad pop time. He kind of like, the exchange is kind of weird on this. But he throws it in a good spot, and a great tag by Jazz. Just kind of sneaks in there and slaps the tag down. So that gets Cam out of that inning. So again, I don't think there's such thing as too much movement. It just affects how you use it. More subtle movement is sometimes good for the chase or for the swing and miss at times, and sometimes bigger movement can be identified a little bit earlier. And so it's better for contact. Because it's like gets you off the barrel, but it's not as good for chase. In this case, though, he's maintaining, and that weird cutter that we saw, literally almost 92 miles an hour with -11. So in that case, you're probably going to get chase as long as you start that pitch down the middle. All right, we'll keep going, and then I'll address some of these comments. All right, top of the fifth, he's gonna get back on the horse and start rolling again. Paul DeYoung, punchy with a four-seam. Doors up top. So a lot of these high fastballs are working, I think, because he's establishing down as well early. That's been my thesis with Cam, and I thought that was the blueprint that he figured out last game. And now you're seeing him. He's blowing guys away up top. This is a 4-pitch strikeout of Dylan Cruz, who I just recently realized is having a tough year. Huge prospect. So let's watch how they go about it. Heater up. Not throwing us down as much as he was that last start from what I can see. Then cutter off that. Really good pitch. And then cutter off that. Probably down and away. This is a slider. You're right, Mitch. This isn't really a cutter. 3.5 inches. That's more slider range. That's not really cutter range. I mean, it's such a fine line. But then he goes up top with a 19.4, 98 mile an hour. Cheeser. So I'll see you later, Dylan Cruz. Back to Baton Rouge you go. Then he walks Robert Hassel. This is a 3-2 cutter. Where do they try to go with it? Back door? Middle.
So there is some mystery.
Actually, a really good pitch. Surprised that he didn't get the swing at that. So sometimes you walk a guy because a guy just has a good at-bat, but then he's going to finish striking out the side with Jacob Young. This is going to be a cutter. This is a slider, though. 100% slider. Not even a question. Right on the corner paint. Doing it, and then sixth inning. Sixth inning gets in trouble. James Wood, so third time through, gets in a little trouble here. James Wood's going to get a hit on a 1-1 4-seam.
Line
Yeah, middle of the way. That's what James Wood does. He's so good at driving the ball the other way. I mean, that's elite.
base. Let's go around
112.8 miles an hour.
for us a little bit. We'll continue.
Right there. I mean, James Wood is one of my favorite young players in the game. Gerardo Parra, who coaches first for them and coaches outfield for them, told me that James Wood's going to go to the Hall of Fame. So that's a pretty good endorsement. All right, base hit there. Then he walks C.J. Abrams on a 9-pitch at bat on his 91st pitch. So now he's going to have, all right, so he has a cushion anyway, 7-0 lead. So this isn't the end of the world, but I do like the fact that the Yankees let him pitch his way out of this. 91 pitches going into this, first and second, no outs. Luis Garcia. Let's just watch the whole at bat here because this is how he finishes his outing strong. Fastball up, strike. Again, this guy actually one of the rare hitters that likes the ball up in.
You see it on the mound. You don't
Target away, drills it. Really good fastball command.
Up out of the strike zone to set up. So he went back to the
I don't think that's a great cutter, but well, it's really we're remembering that's actually a slider, but I think it leads to this pitch being effective. Yeah, you got no choice to swing at that curveball. That's a perfect spot. Look how this ball comes out in the middle, and he just threw him a cutter that. So the previous cutter, if it came out at this height, it would probably end in here. So you have to swing, but then the curveball gets to the bottom. So that's where you go. No drop, some drop, more drop. And we'll rewind that because I know that sometimes it glitches for the stream. Bam, right in the dirt, perfect pitch. So that's how he gets the one out. And he's actually going to roll up a double play, a first pitch double play by Josh Bell on a curveball. Curveball, great pitch to get lefties to roll over pull side. And that's what happens here. Chisholm to Caballero to Goldie, double play. So Schlittler again looking good, really good actually. Let's go to his 3D pitches in this game. I want to see where his fastball locations were. I think that will be somewhat informative if he stuck with the plan, stuck with the process. Cam Schlittler, pitch types, 4-seam fastball. Oh boy, where'd you go? Oh, here it is. All right, so no, in this game he threw much more up than he did last game. Last game he had a lot of balls in the bottom of the zone and he had some good ones in the top, but overall he's flooding the zone. He's got only 2 misses to the glove side, and he's got a couple to the arm side, but those are pretty effective if there's a righty in there. Like all these pitches bunched, like in this region right here, are all really good. It's only a couple non-competitive fastballs. Let's see where he threw the sinkers that he threw. All arm side in, that makes sense. Cutters. He's not great at executing this backdoor spot yet to lefties, but he's got it sweeping in. And we know that that's more of a slider. And then let's look at the curveballs, because I feel like this is the pitch that's taking him to another level right now. Curveball down. I mean, these are all great curveballs. And they have good metrics behind them. So that's really nice. Really nice job by Cam. There's probably some more Yankee stuff to watch in this game, but let me address something in the chat real quick. Does he remind me of anyone? That's a tough question. Let me think about this for a second. So, really good fastball paired with a curveball. So normally that would be like a glass now, but it's not the same fastball. It's not the same extension. So that's out. It's not a cutty fastball. The fastball's more. I don't think it's Verlander. I don't think it's Cole. I don't know. I gotta take a rain check on that one. That's a tough one. I gotta think about that a little more. Fastball, really good curveball. In a way, there's a little John Gray in there, but it's more of a curveball over slider approach. I don't know. I still got to think about that. All right. What else we got here? Does the movement of his cutter affect his command of it? I mean, maybe a little bit, because when you have a pitch that much, it affects your sights. Like, you have to start the ball more to your arm side to land it in the zone. When you think your ball is going to move a little bit, you feel like you can start it a little bit glove side and still get it to the corner. But if it ends up being big, you'll throw it in the gutter all day for balls. So it makes sense. But again, like if you just have to know. This is why having a consistent shape of your pitch is important for command. That way, you just know kind of where your starting points are, your starting and ending points are. I think that's the key. All right, Wafflocks. Hi, Mr. Ottavino. I saw Orioles with Rushman trade candidates. For example, Andrew Painter of the Phillies. So Andrew Painter is another mega prospect. He's the Phillies' huge prospect. He's the type of guy that, he had Tommy John, but he was almost a 20-year-old starter in the big leagues for a winning club. Dombrowski doesn't mess around with his blue chip talent. I don't know. Rushman, I just feel like no matter what you do right now, you're selling low. I don't know. I would love to be on the inside there. I'd love to be the manager there. What's his name? Montalino or something like that. I would love to talk to Adley, watch him play every day and figure out what he's got going on. But at the same time, this guy was a blue chip guy. First pick overall, switch hitting catcher, 2-time all-star starter. To me, he felt like the guy who was going to set a new standard for catcher salary going forward. Now they're in a weird spot. The Orioles are actually flush with catching prospects, including Basayo, who they already signed to a long-term deal. But I think no matter what you do, you're selling low. Now, do the Orioles need pitching? Absolutely. But then again, like, what does Rushman do for the Phillies? Like, JT's there. I guess he might be a free agent soon. I guess I'd have to look into that, but I don't know. That's a weird scenario. And honestly, if I'm the Orioles, I'm waiting for Adley to play well before I entertain trade deals. I hate selling low on guys. I think that's a big mistake, and I also think a lot of teams miss the boat selling high on guys who have like a burst of a month or two, but aren't really going to be consistent performers. I've seen it time and time again. With guys that I played with, like Clint Frazier was an example of a guy who raked in 2020 and looked great, even played great defense to his credit. But I would have cashed him in right there. He was just too volatile of a player for me to just wait around and think he's going to be consistent forever. Like his ceiling was so damn high, but he was just a volatile player. He had ups and downs in his career. He had a lot of things affecting him. But I think you just have to know your guys. So that's one example. Brendan Rodgers is another one that, like with the Rockies, we held on. We could have got JT Realmuto, speaking of catchers at the time. But again, he had so much value then as like a huge blue chip prospect. But then when you come into the big leagues and you're like, a league average or below league average player, that trade value drops pretty drastically. So this is where knowing your own guys and evaluating your own guys is so critical. All right, Glass now, very fail. All right, Scott Ward hinges on fastball control. I mean, for me, that's the biggest thing with Cam Schlittler. It's the fastball command. I just see him as a guy that if he's ahead in the count, he's going to be able to throw his fastball up in the zone. He's going to be able to kind of figure out where the hitter's at timing-wise and use the medium speed pitch, the cutter, depending on if he has a tunnel established, and if not, the curveball is always going to play because it's 2 speeds down. And honestly, the thing that I've been most impressive with him the last two outings is the command. The command has definitely been there. Kyle Bradish is back. Yeah, I love Kyle Bradish. He's disgusting. I could kind of tell he was going to get hurt a little bit throwing the way he was, but now he's got a brand new elbow, so let that thing ride for a little while, and he might be the real deal over there. I know that Rodriguez being out hurt a lot too. They just didn't have the pitching, so the Orioles, they just need to stockpile more young pitching. They still seem to have hitters coming and coming and coming. All right, where would he fit in the Philly lineup? Realmuto better catcher. Yeah, can't play first base. That's why I don't understand the Phillies trade idea for Adley. Where do you think Luis Robert goes in the offseason? That's so weird. Can we look at Luis Robert for a second? That's a great question. Thank you. I don't really understand saucy NFL props or whatever your handle is. But Luis Robert is a fascinating player because we all know the talent. But he's been freaking average on offense this year. What's he hitting by a slash line? 224 for the second consecutive year. He's got a 300 on base. His slugging's barely there. 667 OPS. That's embarrassing for a player this talented. This guy's a freak. Absolute freak of nature. He's got the speed power combo. Bat speed 75.6, so that's going to provide the power potential, and then sprint speed 90th percentile. So your 92nd percentile at bat speed, 90th percentile in sprint speed, which manifests itself with 94th percentile defense range, average outs above average, and he's got a good arm, so he's a toolbox. He's got every tool in the box. But, I mean, he doesn't square the ball up. He swings at everything. He misses all the time. He strikes out too much. This is a guy who needs to put the ball in play. And maybe he needs some swing mechanic adjustments or approach adjustments. I mean, I would take a chance on him because, obviously, the physical tools are still there, and he's kind of trapped in a bad situation with the White Sox. But it's anybody's guess what he gets on the market. Back-to-back years in the mid-600 in OPS when you're a superstar talent is actually embarrassing. You know, that's actually crazy to me. All right, what else we got in the chat? Do I think the Yankees are going to move away from Volpe? No, definitely not. I mean, I know they're playing Caballero right now because they're in win now mode, and I think there is something to it that it makes sense, but they didn't come this far with Volpe just to go this far. That's the way I look at it. Anthony Volpe is going to be a Yankee for a while, so I don't see that changing very quick. All right, what else we got? Should have been traded 3 years ago. Luis Robert, 100%. This is another example of a guy who now there's like they couldn't trade him, they couldn't move him because they know the talent he is, so they weren't going to accept cents on the dollar. But everybody's offering cents on the dollar. Because he's not playing like the player he's supposed to be. And, you know, I know the White Sox are going through a change now, so I don't want to generalize because, like, I think Will Venable's a great dude and probably a really good manager. And that now they have Brian Bannister over there working in the front office, somewhat of a pitching savant. But previously, under prior management and other managers, and basically the clubhouse culture was a disaster. And I have many friends who are deep within the White Sox organization. All you got to do is look at my former teammates list, and including Team USA, to figure out all the people that gave me the lowdown on the White Sox. And it wasn't pretty. It was not pretty. So I'm going to say, yes, this could have been an organizational issue. All right. What other games are in the books tonight? Oh, I guess we could quickly watch some of the Yankee offense. I think Jazz had 2 homers. Let's see. Before we go look at some other stuff. So there's a Ben Rice homer. Let's watch that. Ooh, 106.6. Slider down middle.
Out of the bullpen.
Yep.
Well, Rice gives that a ride, and goodbye.
Catcher was disgusted with that pitch. Damn, that was crushed.
Out of the bullpen. Well, Rice gives that a ride.
All right. Who else? Judge hit a ground rule double. Did he hit this ball hard? Doesn't look like it. I think this was more good location than hard exit velocity. Yeah, it was. Sometimes you're good, sometimes you're lucky, sometimes you're both. And then Jazz Chisholm, home run here. This is number 25. He's having a good year. Oh, and the bat flip is top tier. I could never have the balls to do something like this, but he looks good doing it, I'll tell you that. Did you see this bat drop? Let's watch it. Ooh. Then he goes around the bat. This had some Ricky Henderson flair to it. Yeah, but he clobbers this ball. Not too bad. 99.7. All right, what else we got? I think there's another homer. Here's a Dominguez homer. This ball barely sneaks out, it looks like. Good swing. Hit it pretty dang high. 41 degrees. Yep. That's going to get sucked over the wall there. And then Wait, wasn't there another Jazz homer? No, just the one. Okay, so that's it for that game. All right, let's look at something else while we're here. Let's see who else is already through playing tonight. We'll just do a reload just to double check it. All right, we got Milwaukee wins again. White Sox shut them out. Mets actually had a huge offensive explosion versus the Phillies. Boston with a nice win. Yeah, maybe let's go to Boston. So the Yankees win, but Boston holds pace by winning as well. Okay. What happened in this game so we know what to watch? Box score. Roman, 2 for 4. Bregman, 0 for 4. Duran, 1 for 3. Masataka, 2 for 3. Connor Wong, 2 for 4. They used an opener and Bernie tonight. Then Richard Fitz came in. Steven Matz looked good, so maybe we'll watch that. Whitlock, 3 punchies, nice. For the Orioles, not a whole lot going on. Colton Cowser had 3 hits. Okay, so let's go to the game. Red Sox, Baltimore. Roman Anthony leads off this game with a homer. 107-2 at 26.
Home
Atta
runs
babe.
allowed. He's only allowed 1 home run in his last 5 starts, and we will hope it will stay that way.
You were saying, unfortunately, Roman Anthony
Get used to seeing that, Orioles fans. He'll be doing that at Camden Yards for a while.
A home run on
Tell
the
you
fifth
what,
pitch of the game.
Sugano is an interesting pitcher because he doesn't get strikeouts, but he has amazing control. So he's getting it kind of done in a weird way. I want to look up Sugano real quick because it's a weird profile for the big leagues. I mean, expected ERA 5th percentile, yet 4.06 in 25 starts is not bad for a losing team. It's just the 91 strikeouts and 137 and a third that the machine doesn't like. But the walk numbers are good. It's a 6-pitch mix, so he's just finding a way to just survive it. But again, like a guy who has this type of contact quality against him, which is not good, 9th percentile barrel rate. If he doesn't have this type of walk rate, 5.7% walks, he literally can't pitch. So anyway, interesting signing. He was like a god in Japan for a while, but he's like not in his prime anymore. All right, what else we got? We have another homer here. Here's the Duran 3-run homer. I actually saw the clip of this earlier.
Sox are a hard
Gets him
team
on
to
a
double
split
up
to
because
dead
of their speed.
center.
They don't hit them any double plays at all.
Let's see how hard he hit this. 103.6 at 27. Because it looked like center fielder was going to go for that, had a shot at it. But again, Camden Yards, if you don't know, like there's some parts of the park that the ball just absolutely flies. Jaron Duran, who was so dynamic of a player, speed, power combo, energy for days, plays with an edge, all that sort of stuff you would like. Just hasn't been as good this year as last year for whatever reason. But hitting the 3-hole tonight, I'm pretty sure goes bridge here, 3-run homer. I feel like he does a lot with his swing. Like I'd like to see a little bit of a simplification. I mean, it's simpler than it. Considering what he has going on, it's fairly simple. But that move, that leg hang right there, really leaves you susceptible to timing disruptions by pitchers. If you're not right on time, that's a lot of move to do. Anyway, that's a homer. And okay, we don't need to watch everything. I guess what was Roman's other hit? Single? I'm obsessed with watching Roman's at bats.
Stretch run.
And for the Orioles,
So
it's
it's a
basically
split.
just the opposite. They're going to play a lot of games against teams that are in the playoffs right now.
Just hits it through the hole. It's got a lot of 4-hole hits. But what I did want to watch was Steven Matz, my old catch partner, back in the day before he moved away from New York. He was my old off-season catch partner. And then Whitlock, who was my rookie in 2021, and then Chapman. So these 3 guys have been awesome lately for the Sox. Steven Matz got traded over there from the Cardinals. I mean, 95-8 from the left side sinker is no joke.
Those are both against Fitz. And he takes
Boom.
strike 3.
Smell ya. And he gives up a hit here. I'll watch these at bats real quick. I'll watch how the Red Sox bullpen powers through this night. And he's throwing hard now. He's 96 on the sinker. Got a great changeup too. Ooh, pounding a lefty in with the sinker. I love it. Left on left sinker.
Slow ground ball, second
Basayo.
base, chance for two. Hamilton
Play.
flips it, and Basayo.
So nice job there. And then again, he's gonna have to rally because in the seventh he goes 2 innings. In the 7th inning, he leads off. Dylan Carlson gets him for a double. So 2 former Cardinals here. A little ground ball double off the umpire. Out of the way, Blue.
Dylan
That's
Carlson
a double there. Then we got a tag play.
stays hot. And we'll see if Vasquez tries to advance him. He will put down a bunt to Steve.
Matzey's going to third. I think they challenged it, but they got him. Nice play. You know what's crazy is I don't think I ever even attempted to throw a ball to get the leadoff runner in my entire career. My mentality was always, I'll just take the easy out and then I'll strike the next guy out and get out of the inning. But that's a sick play if you can do it. Nice play. And then Jackson Holliday's he's gotten everybody out with sinkers.
A right-hander would have to almost circle that ball and get all the way around, and as hard as it was bunted, I don't know.
Gets in on the fist there.
This one is golfed to fairly deep center by Holiday. Rafaela retrieves it. Now the warning tracks.
He just missed that ball, and then he's going to punch out this guy, Jeremiah Jackson. Here's the first changeup. Like I said, he's got a great changeup.
Right now.
Negative 2.1 vert.
The left-hander getting heated up that
This is the pitch that when I used to play catch with him, I used to always be like so jealous of. This pitch drops off the damn table. Nice pitch. All right, so there's Matsey. And then my rookie Whitlock, he gave up a 9-pitch at-bat double on a changeup to Gunnar here. Gunnar Henderson.
He got it and he ripped
Good to see Gunnar playing well here. Couple good at-bats. He's unbelievable.
He's thinking it. He's going to get there.
But then Whitlock goes punchy, punchy, punchy. Let's see how he does it. He's got good shit. 96 sinker. Is it going to be a backdoor paint? Probably.
Looking for his 6th career.
Yep. Good catch by Connor back there. That's a ball, though. And then Kobe Mayo, they're going to get him with a slider. This is a pitch that he's gotten better at since his rookie year. Didn't really have a good one of these when I played with him, and now he does. Now he's got 3 good pitches. The fastball, which is a sinker. Whitlock has crazy extension, too, like 7'6", like top 2 or 3 guys in the big leagues. And he's got good velocity. And then the changeup is like 2-speed down changeup, which is rare. Kind of a screwball-ish pitch, but slow. And negative 4.4 vert, which is a lead. Here it is. That's actually a slider. But that's nasty.
2-strike count.
Yeah, because he started him off with a changeup, just so you can see what the changeup looks like. This one's negative 1.6. Yeah, 84 off of 96, so 12-mile-an-hour difference. And then Chapman had a 7-pitch 9th. Basayo thought he was going to ambush the missile?
Off the left-hander.
That doesn't work.
Chapman.
Actually, a pretty good swing, but he just missed it. So he pops him up, then Dylan Carlson. This is one thing that Chapman's gotten good at, too, is like not having to be 100 all the time to dominate. But then he likes to do it when he needs to, but he's become a really good pitcher. Beyond the fact that he's, obviously first percentile in pitching talent that's ever existed. Being a giant, Cuban lefty throws 100 at will. All right, so the Red Sox bullpen holds up. They've been looking good. Alex has some good stuff. Cooking with that bullpen. All right, let's get in the chat and then we'll see what we're going to look at next. There's a lot in the chat. What's my favorite part to pitch in? Well, by the numbers, it's Yankee Stadium. Because I also just love their mound, but I have really good statistics at Yankee Stadium. But I always really like pitching in Miami or San Diego to some extent. It's funny, Dodger Stadium, I enjoyed pitching. I enjoyed the challenge of it. I always felt great there, like energy-wise, but I also give up a lot of runs there. So those are my answers. Yordan Alvarez, Chris Sale, those are big impact guys to come back, except it's too late for the Braves. Edward Cabrera, 10 Ks. I know I was thinking about maybe watching that. Sugano should have came over in 22. Exactly. That's when he was at the peak of his powers in Japan. I believe he tried to be a free agent for a minute and then didn't like the offers and ended up staying with the Tokyo Giants. But Yeah, I mean, he didn't strike in his prime to come over to MLB. Duran's hand load is a little bit sus. I agree with that too. Like it's not. I mean, we watched Kyle Tucker's load yesterday, and I've watched I watched a lot of hitters recently on this program, and I like efficiency, but I also like when your hands are back early. It's less, you don't have to work to get him back. Like Nick Kurtz right now, the rookie, is doing a great job of starting his hands like back there from the beginning. Now, not everybody's going to be comfortable with that, but he does a good job. All right, we got something about Matsy here. Yeah, Matsy's always had good velo for a lefty, but it's ebbed and flowed over the years. So it's good to see because he's not a young pup anymore. 96 out of the pen in a pennant race is good to see. And Matsy has had Steve Matz has had so much injury problems over his career, so it's good to see him in a good health spot. Yeah, saved a run with the defensive play, which is big. Have I broken down Mark Vientos' recent hot streak? No, I know that he had 3 homers in 2 games in Atlanta to finish out that series, I believe. And then I don't know what he did tonight, but I'll look. And then take a look at Matt Wallner of the Twins, 2-homer day. Matt Wallner is like one of those guys that can't cover the top of the zone, and unless that's changed, then people are making mistakes down to him, more than likely. All right, so what did we say we wanted to look at really quick? We wanted to look at maybe Edward Cabrera, and then the Mets offense. You know what? Let's just jump right to the Mets offense. I think that makes more sense. Wait, Matt Wallner had 2 homers and 2 doubles. Who did the Twins play? Maybe we'll skip right to that. Minnesota? And Toronto? Is that right? Scherzer's on the mound. No, Wallner 2 for 4. Whatever, we're here, so let's watch the homers. First one's off Scherzer. It's a first pitch slider.
Down here in the top of the 4th,
yeah,
and here's
probably
Matt
middle
Wallner,
down.
the right fielder.
Yep. And he hits one to right that I don't
clobbered.
think even Nathan Lucas can go get. This
106
one
to
is
right. When I face this guy, I used to just think throw the ball high, fastball high every time.
Homered off him in the 4th.
That's the pitch to Wallner. Wow, he's a lot more open than I remember him being too. And honestly, even that used to be a good height for him. That used to be too high for him to hit it, but he crushed that 112.
Shot.
Scherzer knew both of these balls were gone as soon as they touched the bat.
And may have done it again.
Yeah.
Boy,
Let's watch Wallner at the plate. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, don't like the leg kick. Like, what is that move? I mean, no doubt it's powerful, but I think that's another reason why he's going to have trouble timing-wise. I don't like that move. I'm not a fan of that. Oh, Vientos 2 doubles. I'm sorry. It's hard to keep up. Really hard to keep up. Yeah, the disgust in Scherzer's body language. We can actually watch that real quick from the side. It's pretty funny. I mean, I love Max, but God damn it. All right, let's go see the Mets because they had a sick comeback tonight versus the Phillies. All right, my bad. Mets, Phillies, Metropolitans, and the Fightin' Phils. This is such a grudge match every year, man. Mets, Phillies. So Senga was shaky, but then the Mets started coming back off of Sanchez. All right, here's a Vientos double. Let's watch the whole at bat. First pitch changeup. That's the Christopher Sanchez special. That's his superpower. Is his changeup.
Last season, he got really big dreams and said, I want to win a Silver Slugger. I maybe could win an MVP. Is that
Changeup. Now slider, probably a backdoor slider. Man on third here, down by 3 runs with 2 outs. So you need to get a good pitch to hit here. Yeah, he's probably sitting on changeup. I bet you a lot of the Mets were. Let's see.
Pulls one on the ground. Ball can't get it, and Alonso will score.
All right, so give him credit for putting the ball in play down the line, but I don't know what happened to Alec Bohm here. The ball almost hit him in the face. He's there. And it hopped up on him. All right, so that's double number 1. One thing that's been interesting to watch Mark, though, is usually when Mark is going good, he's driving everything to the opposite field. And all those home runs in Atlanta were pulled. All right, here's another at-bat for Sanchez where he gets a double.
Holmes driving the first Met run. And he takes a sinker down.
Sinker down.
Change up down. It's 2-0.
Change up down. 2-0. So he's gotten himself into some good counts here, too.
Vientos chops one foul.
He's early on that changeup. I don't know why you
I
gotta throw
feel
a
like I've
fastball
been
off
missing the
that.
first
They
4
go
months
in,
of the season. I got to catch up.
and he shoots the other way. This is a bad pitch call by JT.
Around third is Soto. He will score. Marte will be held at third. Vientos has his second.
Good swing, though. Stayed inside it, shot it to right. 100-mile-an-hour line drive for Swaggy V. So, okay, so on the 2-0, let's see where Vientos is on this 2-0.
Vientos chops one
He's
foul.
obviously early. He comes out and around this ball and pulls it foul. You know, that's early. When you see a pulled ball foul like that, that's early. You're early on that. So if you're early, typically you want to make them even earlier on the next one, or you want to do something to make them chase. But then they decide to go in, which is the inverse of that. That's if you were late on a pitch, you would want to go in to make them more late. But in this case, going in doesn't make a lot of sense to me, because if he's early, now you're just kind of meeting him on his timing a little bit, if that makes sense. And he does do a good job of shooting it the other way, but I think this is a bad pitch call.
4 months of the season, I got to catch up.
It also leaks middle, so it's one time where that glove side sinker leaking middle can actually hurt you, and I think it's because they misread the timing of the batter. That's my read on it. All right, so there's Vientos' hits. D-Rob came in and effed him up. Struck out Lindor. What's D-Rob get him with? Cutter, probably back door. Let's see it.
0-2 to Lindor, and he
Yeah,
takes
backdoor
Cutter for
paint.
strike
Nice
3
pitch.
call.
Then a walk, a single, ground out, whatever. Then Romano got crushed. I saw Romano's got an 80 ERA now, and he's been there the whole season. That's rare. Very rare to have an 80 ERA and last the whole year. Anyway, let's see what happens here. Hit by pitch. So Vientos then gets dosed here
6
by...
runs, 5
This guy always looks like a freaking axe murderer on the mound, too.
Vientos
Doses Swaggy in the shoulder blade. Yeah, fuck is right, bro. Throw the shit over the plate. And then he walks Nimmo, who you don't want to face Nimmo when you have control issues because he'll wear you out.
to fix, but sometimes in the heat of action, it's hard to fix.
He's
That's
not going
too
to
high,
chase
ball
much,
4.
so that was close, but a ball. Then Tyrone Taylor, who's been catching a lot of flack, got a big hit here.
Sacrifice
see it.
bunt here. Playing for runs. every game important.
He's just not fooling anybody this year, old Jordy Romano. All right, so bases loaded, no outs. Then McNeil sacular flies somewhere.
And Jeff flies one out to right, not very deep. Kepler comes in on
91-6, just deep enough, gets the run home.
Kepler has his throw cut off.
And then that brings up tonight's
McNeil.
other home run hero for the Mets is Mr. Luis Torrens, the man with the golden arm, but also has some good pop in that bat. And this is a crippling blow for Romano here, and a big put away swing for the Mets. Ooh, right center, City Field, not shallow. Nice shot, nice homer. Torrens got some pop. It's a little bit of a mechanical swing, but when he touches it, it goes. 102.4, 30 degrees. Let's see LT's swing here. Very simple stroke, very simple stroke. I do feel like he doesn't have much coverage except for right down the middle. That's like where his swing wants to work. He doesn't have a lot of adjustability. But when he connects, bam, smell ya. Nice job. And then did they score more against Joe Ross? Not really. But anyway, that's the Mets. So Vientos, good to see him swinging it better. Actually, the Mets have the best OPS in the game, I believe, over about the last 3 weeks. So it comes down to their pitching, which has been touch and go, especially the starting pitching. But they had a big win tonight against a division rival. We'll see how the rest of this series plays out. But this is their chance here. This is their chance to get back in it. So they got a game closer to the Phillies. They maintain their lead over the Reds. The Reds have a tough matchup tonight. They're playing the Dodgers. I don't know if we have a score on that game yet. Let's see. 1-0 Dodgers, so we'll see what happens there. All right, what else do we have in the chat? Ooh, Junior Camaneros had 2 homers and a 4-hit day, so maybe we'll finish with that. I don't think I'm going to watch the Edward Cabrera outing. I know that he had a dominant outing, but maybe I could catch up with that. I don't know what we might do another night show tomorrow as well. I'm not home, so I got adventures to have in the early morning tomorrow, so we'll see when we get out here. But okay, Junior Caminero. Is that game over? Hopefully. Yeah, it's over. Cleveland and Tampa. So let's watch. This guy's a phenom, man. Junior Caminero. Just dumb power. Second or third best bat speed in baseball. So, I mean, he's got a lot going on with his swing, but this is another example of a guy who, if he touches it, forget it. Hold on, we have something else in the chat here. See if the video pulls up. No, it does pull up in game. I can watch in game, but it's YouTube will likely block my stream. We can try at the end and see what happens. Tyrone Taylor is 7 for his last 14, so that's big. They've needed that. All right, but let's lock in on this Junior Caminero game. 4 for 5. You know what? We'll even watch the pop-up. We'll watch all the at-bats, full at-bats, because this is a big game from stud. Tanner Bybee. All right, cutter ball 1.
He checked. It looked like it.
Cutter ball 2. Junior with the... I did not swing. Now here comes the sinker. Kind of jams him. Pops it up. Nice play by Rocchio. I wonder if Rocchio is Italian and play on Team Paisan. All right, Bybee again, second at bat. Sweeper, this is a big one. Negative 19-4.
And why wouldn't you?
Ball. And
Day.
Cambio. 1-0 Cambio.
Then he comes back over here and he
Really good pitch. So he's sitting dead red on fastball clearly after that swing. Look how freaking hard Junior swings at this pitch.
And then he comes back over here and he has 37 home runs after, a few.
So change up. This is an interesting at bat. You see that kind of cut, and you wonder if he's going to adjust timing wise. Still on the fastball, way out in front of that, dives at that. So I still think, you have him in swing mode. I think I would try a breaking ball down for chase or change up down for chase. Let's see what they go with. They go with the fastball. They're trying to go up in.
Ball 2 strikes. Right back up the middle.
He leaves it middle.
Got rid of it as quickly as he could.
Legs that one out. So actually a pretty good sequence there by Bybee overall. He definitely drove the bus there in this at bat, but this pitch he misses middle. I think he does punch him out up top. Junior doesn't cut down his swing at all. Still got leg kick and everything. I don't see any two-strike approach in there. But legs it out. And then third at bat, he's going to clip him on the first pitch. So fastball. So he's been waiting on a fastball this whole time. Finally gets it. Yeah, he gets it middle. And this guy hits the shit out of the ball. 108.6 to center into the Christmas trees out there at 24. I mean, he's got close to 40 homers now.
It happens, man. It happens.
Oh, great swing. Beautiful swing. It's a lot going on. You know what? That's a little more simple than I think I remembered. All right, so Yeah, it's still a lot going on. He gets like a good stretch here where the hands go up while the foot goes forward, and that's where I think the thunder comes from, besides the fact that he's a strong kid. But there's not that much movement with the legs or the head. The head is incredibly still the whole way. If you look at the head, it almost doesn't move at all. The leg, it's kind of a weird leg kick, but it gets him to a great position to swing hard as hell. I do think he's going to, not be able to be on time for everything, but if he's on time, watch out. Chuck and duck. All right, so that's the first homer, number 38. Here comes homer number 39 versus Heron, the lefty. So let's watch this AB. '86 down in ball.
Junior
95-3 down ball. Backdoor slide. He's got a very good shot at that Rays single season record, which looked to be 46. Carlos Pena, maybe. All right, and then another slider. So they're afraid to throw him a fastball.
Yeah, and there's still a few days to go.
Wow, that pitch is a chase pitch. It's down and in off the plate.
Looking up, and
He golfs it out. 98-1, but backspins it over that big-ass wall and left. Nice swing. This sucks as a pitcher. It's not even a strike. You get clipped on a ball.
And there's still a few days to go.
That's the problem with that down and in, Every now and then a hitter's going to drop the head on it. I mean, just a weird swing. What a funny game. And then he's got a double too, but this is against the catcher Hedges, so this doesn't count. Let's watch it, but it really doesn't count. Hits at 110, so Chuck and duck for real here.
There you go. Caminero swings and drills
Just
it
rifles
in
it. So Junior has just been, he's been amazing, man. He's been clobbering the ball all year. How old is this dude now? Junior Camanero's 22 years old with 39 homers. Hitting 261, 847 OPS as a 22-year-old with 39 homers now. He's not a complete player by any means. Basically neutral in the field, way below average at sprint speed, and these metrics are all scary in a way. Chase percentage is bad, whiff percentage is below average, striker percentage is average, I guess. Walks are bad, so that goes in hand to hand with the chase. He's swinging at everything. It's crazy that launch angle sweet spot, second percentile, yet he has 39 pumps. That stat doesn't line up. And then on the positive side, look, he's homering from foul pole to foul pole. So this is his most oppo home run of the year.
That ball hit well to right. Cam Smith will watch this one go.
Let it travel to right field in Houston. And then this is his most pulled home run of the year. In Seattle. Oh my God, just hit it higher.
Out to the corner in left field. Randy is watching.
Wow, what a
This
cool
ball
homer.
is
So
fair.
you see, he can do both. He can do both. All right, back to the chat. Back to the chat. All right, so I'm going to try to do the video thing in a second. Gets a lot of forward bat tilt a la Javi Baez, but not nearly. I agree. It's a similar hack in my opinion, but it's a little bit less violent. Like it's more violent, but it's a little bit less wild. Like the moving parts are there, but they're not as big. To your point, Mitch, I think you're 100% right. He has to tighten up his shoes. That's something my dad would say. Swing path on Savant. All right, yeah, you got it. We're here. Let's do it. Swing path and attack angle. Let's pull up Junior Caminero and get rid of O'Neal Cruz. So we take one Dominican for another Dominican. All right, hopefully this will work. Looks like the internet is not cooperating at the moment, but let's see if we can get it to go. Well, by the numbers, since we can't pull it up at the moment, swing path 26-degree tilt, so it's not that scoopy. Attack angle 8 degrees. 5 degrees pull. Ideal attack angle for him would be 60 degrees. What? Oh, there it is. All right, we're here. All right, so 26 degree swing path is not as tilted as you would think. Because to me, visually, it looks pretty tilted. The bat speed is exceptional. The attack angle is slightly less than league average, allowing him to get the ball in the air. And then he's slightly pull side. But as you can see, you can go out to all parts of the game. Now, this doesn't show his swing length at all, so maybe we should go to bat tracking. He'll be up here too, Junior Caminero. 8.4 feet swing length. That's one of the highest in the game. So that's what it looks like. I think that those moving parts add to the possibility that his swing is too long. But again, like 78.4 mile an hour bat speed, and if he's going to guess right and be on time, you can forget about that. This is, sorry, I can't believe I went back to that. This was the swing length thing I'm talking about, and then this is the attack angle stuff, if I can get Caminero in here. Sorry I didn't share that screen. I'm tired. Gotta get rid of O'Neal Cruz. Damn, I had it and then I switched off it and it was looking good. Hopefully that'll pop up in a minute. But what I was looking at was this ideal attack angle number for Junior Caminero. He's number 2 on the list here. If you zoom in, you can see 60 to 60. Oh, ideal attack angle. Oh, so 60% of the time he's between 5 and 20, I guess is what they want. But not nearly as tilted as you would think. Okay, so here's what it looks like. 26 degree swing path. Not as scoopy as you would thought, as I would have thought. MLB average is actually more scoopy than that. So that plays, I think that's good for him. Ability to hit high pitches as well as low pitches with that type of swing. Of course, it disappears on us again. Gotta get rid of Cruz. All right, and then 5 degrees to the pull side, that's fairly normal. Attack angle, he's at 8 degrees, so he's slightly under the 10 degree major league average, allowing him to get the ball in the air. So sorry I didn't show you that before. That's my bad. As usual. Keep forgetting every time I go back. Yeah, percentage. You're right. Sorry, guys. I just got really confused there for a second. Maybe that's the wine. All right. So you want to try to go in-game? What do we have happening in-game right now? Who's playing? San Diego and Seattle are 4-4. So we can just pop over to that and see what it'll let us do and see if we get kicked out. Seattle and San Diego. Miller's been on the mound. There were some homers. Gavin Sheets homer.
2-2.
Knuckle curve. Gavin Sheets, another guy that down and in spot just always looks like he's ready for that. 109 on a line. Then there's a Jay Cronenworth homer. This is not a fastball. Bryce Miller getting popped on his fastball. Very rare for him. And it's up in.
A high towering fly ball. Robles out of
right down the line. Nice swing. I don't know. Is this Randy? Or is that Robles? That's one of these clowns. Idiot. And then Tatis is going to homer. I know we were talking about his lack of homers on yesterday's stream. This ball's crushed. 110.
He got such a late start and right.
Oh, I thought that ball got in on him a little bit. He knew it. Great swing. You got to watch that from the side. No, not that side, Adam. This side. All right, here we go. Oh, with the sauce on the bat flip. That was sick. So his swing is violent too, but I think the leg kick and the overall move, even though there's movement there, I think it's a little bit more under control than like Camanero's. But Camanero's got 39 pumps, so not taking anything away from him. So that's how they scored their runs. Let's see how the Mariners scored their runs. Cal Raleigh, number 50. Wow, he did it. He's been killing it from the right side, too.
Another 3-2. Fly ball driven.
There it is, number 50. What a feeling. What a number. That is such an absurd number to hit, and it's August.
History marches on. For the first time ever,
Number 50.
a catcher
Are you
has
kidding
hit
me?
50 home runs
I'm in
a
shock.
season.
50 homers.
It has never
I knew it was inevitable, but 50 homers is insane from a catcher. He's got a shot for 60. He's got a real chance for MVP. If the Mariners can get in the playoffs, he's got a real shot.
to left field. And it's out.
There's a Jorge Polanco little homer to the left into that fun bar that likes to try to heckle you during the game. And that's it. That's it from that game. Big dumper, number 50. Maybe we should go watch it from the side. He's been killing it from the right side. I feel like he's just so good at hitting the ball at the right angle. Damn. It's the year of Cal Raleigh. What can I say? Guy got paid and he just went to another level. Now imagine if he hadn't signed the extension yet. What he'd be looking at? Big bucks. Big bucks. All right, what else we got in the chat? Johnny Bench is proud. Johnny Bench is proud. I would have bet the farm on a catcher tapering off after the break. So did I. I thought I would have put, if I were a betting man, and I'm really not, but if I were, I would have put all the money on Judge having more homers than him. But now it's definitely up for debate. Who's going to finish with more? Yeah, it's simple swing. I agree. All right, anything else that's going on live before I wrap it up? Dodgers and Reds. That's 1-0, so let's see how the Dodgers scored that run. Dodgers and Reds. The Reds need to win if they're going to keep up with the Mets. Mets won tonight. So it's off of Hunter Green. It's a Pages homer. Let's watch the homer, and then we'll watch the whole at bat if it makes sense.
Pages leading off the third.
Anybody hits that Hunter Green slider.
Back there, and he's gone. He's taken Green deep again.
Let's watch the whole at bat. See how many sliders he sees before clipping him.
Hunter Green, whose first pitch.
Slider away, caps it.
The pitch that he's leaned
Probably thought that was a fastball that he swung it like that. So they're going to double up, which makes sense. Throw it away again. Yeah, perfect pitch. So now you probably throw another one, huh? Well, they're going to throw the fastball just to reset him.
50-40 as far as splits between there, so he's still throwing that slider quite often.
I don't like the location on that, but okay. Now maybe you go up with the heater, right? Yeah, good swing though. Stays on it, fouls him off, earns another pitch. Now they go back to the slider away.
Good take.
This time he takes it pretty easily. I think he's ripe to go in.
Andy, who has homered against Green before,
Go away again.
has worked at full.
Pulls it. Now he's got a good vision of that outside corner, and now the slider that pops in ends up middle.
Pages leading off the third.
I think the fastball in would have been the play. Pages clearly diving, has a good sense of the outside corner. Hard to criticize Hunter Green. He's been so good. I mean, whatever, this is a good swing. But yeah, I think that's kind of what happens here. Yeah, this pitch kind of just rolled down the middle. That can happen. All right, let's watch him let's watch Pages from the first base side. He's got a scoopy swing, but very simple as well. Yeah. Gets under it though nicely. All right, so that's where we're at in that game. 1-0. 1-0 Dodgers in that one. And yo, what up, Jackster? I don't know who you are, but what's up, bro? Anyway, that's it. Detroit and the A's. I know Scooble's on the mound, so he's shoving, but no point in really watching that until you can see it in totality. Cy Young races are also very good and heating up. Cardinals looks like they won by 1. All right, I think we covered it. I think we covered it for tonight. There's probably more stuff to look at, but I don't know. It's 11:11, so I'm going to bed. Should we do probables for tomorrow? Yeah, we'll do that real quick. Giolito and Bradish. So Bradish returns to the show, so maybe we'll do a video on him if he looks great. This would be a great matchup. Lucas seems to be in a really good spot, so I'm happy for him. Really happy for him that he's kind of gotten it rolling this year. Shane Boz, Parker Messick, Hurston Waldrop, Sandy Alcantara. So 2 guys who are throwing great right now. Waldrop's been unreal his last few starts. Mackenzie Gore, Luis Heel, as the Yankees try to take advantage of a weaker opponent. And the Nats, they need to beat up on them, and then I think they have the White Sox after that. They need to beat up on them too. Minnesota, Bailey Ober, Blue Jays, Chris Bassett in Toronto. Then we got the lefty matchup of Luzardo and Minaya in New York, so that should be interesting. If Luzardo's tipping with a man on base, the Mets are going to be all over that, and Manaya's been looking for his first good start, complete good start of the year. Lorenzen and Martin Perez, a good dude, former teammate, Martin Perez, and then Brandon Pfaadt and Jacob Mizorowski. So the Miz is always worth checking out because he's going to throw some flames. Then we got Mitch Keller, Andre Palante tomorrow from the Lou. Yusei Kikuchi, Petra Corbin from Texas. Tanner Gordon, Hunter Brown from Houston. Hunter Brown's been rolling again. Dylan Cease, Luis Castillo from Seattle. Matthew Boyd and Justin Verlander from the Bay. That's a good matchup. Chuck Morton and Beto from Sacramento. And then the Reds will have Nick Martinez and Kershaw will be out there tomorrow as well. So those are the games for tomorrow. Obviously, we know most of what happened tonight. Red Sox held on to beat the Orioles, and the Yankees won. So in the AL East, there's really no changes. All 3 teams won. In the NL East, the Mets creep a little bit closer. Tough loss for the Royals tonight. That drops them a little bit back. Arizona as well. And that's pretty much everything of consequence at the moment. So anyway, thanks for hanging with me tonight. This was fun. Maybe we'll do it again tomorrow night. Probably not going to stream in the morning. I think it makes more sense for me to stream at night while I'm away. So we'll see. Anyway, thanks for hanging. Peace.